Have you ever wondered if the greatest danger in your life isn't failure, rejection, or pain, but the constant need to protect yourself from them? Imagine a bird whose mother never lets it leave the nest. Every day she feeds it, shields it from the wind, and protects it from every possible danger. At first, it looks like love, but one day the mother is gone. The bird looks at the open sky, spreads its wings, and realizes it has never learned how to fly. It doesn't fall because the world is cruel. It falls because it was never allowed to become strong. Now ask yourself, has the same thing happened to you? Perhaps not because of someone else, but because of your own fear. What if the greatest prison isn't the world around you, but the invisible walls you've built to protect yourself? Thousands of years ago, Lao Tzu understood something that modern psychology is only beginning to explain. He knew that too much protection slowly destroys the very strength we need to live a meaningful life. Today, we'll explore why comfort can become a trap, why overprotection quietly steals your confidence, and why true freedom begins the moment you stop hiding from life's challenges. Most people believe that danger comes from the outside. We think failure, criticism, heartbreak, and uncertainty are the real enemies. But Lao Tzu saw the world differently. He observed nature carefully and realized that nothing in nature grows by avoiding difficulty. A tree doesn't become strong because someone protects it from every storm. It becomes strong because each storm forces its roots to grow deeper into the earth. Imagine covering that same tree with glass to protect it from every wind and every drop of rain. It might look beautiful for a while, but the moment the glass is removed and the first storm arrives, the tree will snap. It never developed the strength it needed to survive. Human beings are no different. Every challenge you avoid today becomes a weakness tomorrow. Every difficult conversation you refuse to have, every risk you refuse to take, every uncomfortable situation you escape slowly weakens your ability to face life. Protection feels safe, but too much protection quietly steals your resilience. The truth is that our minds are naturally drawn to comfort. We want certainty because certainty feels safe. We want predictable outcomes, familiar routines, and lives free from discomfort. The brain constantly whispers, stay where it's safe. Don't take the risk. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't fail. Over time, comfort becomes addictive. We begin believing that a life without difficulty is the ideal life. But nature teaches us the exact opposite. Winter always becomes spring. Rivers change direction. Mountains slowly erode. Leaves fall every year so that new ones can grow. Everything in nature changes because change is the source of life. Only humans desperately try to freeze life exactly as it is. We build emotional walls around ourselves. We avoid difficult people, difficult conversations, and difficult experiences. Eventually, we stop living fully. We're no longer exploring life. We're hiding from it. One of the clearest examples of overprotection begins in childhood. Every loving parent wants to protect their child. They want to remove every obstacle, solve every problem, prevent every disappointment, and make life as easy as possible. Their intentions come from love, but sometimes love becomes overprotection. When children never solve their own problems, they never discover how capable they truly are. Confidence isn't something someone can give you. Confidence grows each time you overcome something difficult. Every failed test, every argument with a friend, every disappointment, and every mistake teaches emotional strength. Without those experiences, adulthood becomes terrifying because life eventually presents challenges no parent can solve. Lao Tzu believed that nature already knows how to grow. A flower doesn't need someone pulling on its petals to bloom faster, nor does it need someone shielding it from every breeze. Growth happens naturally through experience. As adults, many of us become our own overprotective parent. We wait for the perfect moment before taking action. We delay starting the business because we don't feel ready. We delay telling someone how we feel because we're afraid of rejection. We postpone changing careers because the future feels uncertain. We convince ourselves we're simply preparing. But often, preparation becomes an excuse for fear. Lao Tzu famously said that nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Notice what he didn't say. He never said nature waits until conditions are perfect. Rivers begin flowing immediately. They don't know exactly where they'll end up. They simply move forward, discovering the path as they go. The same is true for us. Waiting until fear disappears often means waiting forever. Courage is never the absence of fear. Courage is moving despite it. Comfort comes with a hidden price. Every time we avoid discomfort, our world becomes a little smaller. We stop trying new things because they might not work. We stop meeting new people because they might reject us. We stop chasing dreams because we might fail. Eventually, our lives become safe, predictable, and strangely empty. We mistake security for happiness, but deep inside we feel restless because human beings are designed to grow. Growth always lives just outside the comfort zone. Lao Tzu compared life to flowing water. A river remains fresh because it keeps moving. The moment water stops flowing, it becomes stagnant. The same thing happens to the human spirit. When we stop growing, life loses its vitality. The greatest danger isn't failure. It's becoming emotionally stagnant while believing we're safe. Nature offers another powerful lesson through bamboo. During violent storms, giant oak trees sometimes break because they resist the wind. Bamboo survives because it bends. Many people mistake flexibility for weakness, but Lao Tzu understood that flexibility is actually one of nature's greatest strengths. The strongest person isn't someone who never falls. It's someone who adapts every time life changes. Overprotected people often struggle with change because they were never allowed to experience uncertainty. Resilience isn't built by avoiding storms. It's built by learning how to move with them. The more you practice adapting, the less frightening uncertainty becomes. At the heart of overprotection lies one simple emotion: fear. We're not really afraid of failure itself. We're afraid of how failure will make us feel. We're afraid of embarrassment, rejection, loneliness, disappointment, and loss. But pain isn't always our enemy. Some of the greatest lessons in life only arrive through struggle. Heartbreak teaches us self-respect. Failure teaches humility and perseverance. Rejection redirects us toward better opportunities. Every painful experience carries wisdom if we're willing to receive it. Lao Tzu believed that suffering itself isn't the problem. Attachment to avoiding suffering is. The person who spends their entire life avoiding pain also avoids the lessons hidden inside it. Imagine living inside a beautiful cage. The cage is comfortable. The temperature is perfect. Food is always available. Everything feels safe. But the door is locked. Many people unknowingly live exactly this way. They stay in jobs they dislike because they're afraid of uncertainty. They remain in unhealthy relationships because loneliness feels scarier. They abandon dreams because failure seems unbearable. They convince themselves they're being responsible when, in reality, they're simply protecting themselves from growth. Lao Tzu would ask a difficult question. Are you truly living, or are you merely surviving? Safety without freedom is still a prison. One of our strangest habits is rescuing ourselves before anything bad has even happened. We imagine failure before taking the first step. We imagine rejection before saying hello. We imagine disappointment before giving ourselves a chance. Our imagination creates disasters that reality often never delivers. Lao Tzu encouraged us to trust life instead of constantly trying to control it. When we stop resisting uncertainty and begin flowing with it, fear gradually loses its power. Life becomes lighter because we're no longer carrying imagined burdens everywhere we go. Think about a river. It never looks backward. It never complains about the rocks in its path. It simply continues flowing. When it meets an obstacle, it doesn't stop. It doesn't panic. It moves around it, over it, or patiently wears it down with time. This is the heart of Lao Tzu's philosophy of Wu Wei, often translated as effortless action. It doesn't mean doing nothing. It means working with life instead of constantly fighting against it. Overprotection is the opposite of Wu Wei because it tries to control every possible outcome. The river teaches us that strength isn't about controlling life. Strength is trusting yourself enough to adapt to whatever life brings. Imagine two people standing at the beginning of their lives. One spends every day avoiding risk. The other accepts challenges with wisdom, knowing that growth always comes with uncertainty. Years later, the difference becomes obvious. The first person remains comfortable but unfulfilled. The second has scars, failures, stories, and wisdom. They aren't stronger because life was easier. They're stronger because life became their teacher. Every obstacle, every mistake, every difficult conversation helped shape the person they became. Courage cannot be borrowed. It must be built, one uncomfortable step at a time. Perhaps you've spent years protecting yourself, protecting your heart from heartbreak, protecting your dreams from failure, protecting your reputation from criticism, protecting your comfort from uncertainty. But ask yourself one simple question. What has all that protection truly cost you? How many opportunities have quietly passed by? How many dreams have remained unfinished? How many versions of yourself have never had the chance to exist because fear convinced you to stay where it was safe? Lao Tzu reminds us that life isn't something we control. It's something we experience. Like water, we are meant to flow, not remain frozen in place. The strongest tree isn't the one that never faced the wind. It's the one whose roots learned to grow deeper after every storm. The strongest river isn't the one without obstacles. It's the one that kept flowing despite them. Maybe the person you've always wanted to become isn't waiting for life to become easier. Maybe that person is waiting on the other side of the fear you've been avoiding. Not because the world suddenly changes, but because you finally do. Before you leave, I'd love to hear from you. What part of your life have you been overprotecting out of fear instead of allowing yourself to grow? Share your thoughts in the comments below because your story might inspire someone else who needs to hear it today. If you enjoyed this video and want more timeless wisdom from Lao Tzu and ancient philosophy, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Remember, the safest life isn't the one with the fewest storms. It's the one that has learned how to dance in the rain. Thank you for watching, stay curious, stay mindful, and I'll see you in the next video.